He cannot cover his head, but you are right now telling him to have the woman cover him. That is a shame. That dishonors Jesus. Let me...
your act together, and I'll go with you, but I'm not going to put up with this any longer. And then you separate. You make sure that the abuse or the damage or the problems don't continue, that you're not manipulated, that you're not controlled, that you're not intimidated to come back into the relationship before you're good and ready. And then when that person goes to counseling and they need to demonstrate change, you need to start dating again. Rather than jumping right back into the relationship, there needs to be sincere repentance and sincere change. And you say, well, I'm glad that you're going to get help. That's fantastic. I want to start dating you again. And over a period of months, and hopefully not too long, but a period of months.
Once again, guys, I hope you see it. We're almost done through here, guys. This man is literally telling the woman to usurp the authority over the man. That now she assumes the position as a captain, head of the home. And now the man is now subservient to the woman. If he's subservient to the woman, how can he be subservient to Jesus? You can't have two masters. Either you're going to serve Christ or you're going to serve your wife. That's why Jesus says to be my disciple. He's talking to men. He's not talking to the women. You know how I know? Because he says you have to hate your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your wife, your children. Yes, even your own life. He never asked a woman to choose between him and his husband. Why? Because there's an order. There's an order. She is under the umbrella of the husband. He would never. The only time a woman can disobey her husband if the husband asks her to do something that goes against the law of God. But with Christianity, the sky's the limit. It's whichever the woman feels, because they have no laws. They are a religion without laws. They are a lawless religion. They practice iniquity, lawlessness. That's why Jesus says, get away from me, you workers of iniquity. Why do you call me Lord, Lord, and you don't even do what I say? People, this is real. And I know I'm picking on Jimmy Evans because he's stupid enough to put this out on video, but there's many pastors across all 501c Christian churches that are doing the same thing he's doing. He's just the best at it. That's why he has something called Marriage Today. But how about this, Jimmy? Marriage yesterday, today, and tomorrow, like Jesus. Not just today, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And this is not based off of Jesus Christ. If I'm wrong, comment below. Comment below. Let's keep on listening to this stuff. Oh, let me read here. I digress a little bit. This is out of 1 Corinthians 11. Let me read. It says this, but I would have you know that the head of every man, Jimmy, you got to get in this book, man. I don't even have a degree in anything, but I read this book. I have an amazing pastor in Pastor Dow, but you are a man. Okay, let me just get you. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of woman is man, not woman. The head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Man, Jimmy, this is, I'm going to read this whole thing because I want to get this in context because this is good. It says, but every woman that prayeth, this is my head cover, so we can throw that in. But every woman that prayeth or prophesies with her head uncovered dishonors her head. For that is even as all one as if she were shaven. For if the woman be not covered, let her also be shorn. But if it be a shame for the woman to be shorn or shaven, let her be covered. So Jimmy, she has to be covered by the man. She can only be covered by the man, not by Jesus, but by the man. And so you asking her to do something that is shameful. Let me keep reading. For the man indeed ought not to cover his head. Ooh, wait. He cannot cover his head, but you are right now telling him to have the woman cover him. That is a shame. That dishonors Jesus. Let me keep reading here. It says, look it. It says, for the man indeed ought not to cover his head, right? For as much as he is the image and guys, this is going to cause people to manifest right now. Women, you are not creating the image of Yah. You're not. It's the man that's creating the image of Yah. He's not a he, she, or he, man. No, he is a man. He's masculine. He's a spirit, but he's masculine, not feminine. But let's keep reading here. And you see, I'm not making this thing up. Look, it says, for the man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is the image and glory of God. But why you have to put a but in there? Because it's not the same. It's not equal. It's not a partnership. They're not the same. But the woman is the glory of the man. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 7. Check it out. I know you guys think I'm tripping, but it's right here. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. I know people always think like, oh, we were created for each other. No, we weren't. No, we weren't. You was created for me, woman. I was not created. I was created for him. You was created for me. Just like the chair I'm sitting in right now. If I was to sit in this chair and let's say I wanted to sit down, I picked up this chair, put it in my lap, and then got into a sit position in midair. You all would look at me like, man, has this man lost his mind? Now, that's when you can start saying that man lost his mind, because this chair was created for me. I wasn't created for the chair. I can sit in this chair. I can get up when I want to get up. If I want to fart, I can do whatever. This chair was created for my pleasure. And that is what a woman is to a man. Period. It says it right here. If you're mad at me, if you're manifesting right now, it's not because of me, it's because of the word, straight up. So I'm literally just a messenger. Let me keep reading here. It says, it says, neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. That's verse 9. Verse 10 says, for this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. So the man is supposed to be over the woman, but according to Jimmy, she can swap it. She can usurp the authority against Titus, and now tell the man, or 2 Timothy can swap it, and then she can relinquish her duties until the man gets in line. According to who, Jimmy? Who determines if he's in line or not? The woman? Man, Jimmy, this is evil, man. This is evil. Let's keep on letting this play. That's 3 minutes, 30 minutes. Let's keep letting it play.
I want to see real change. And then when you see real change and that you are satisfied, that there's not...
He says, when you are satisfied, when the woman is satisfied, then you can do it. Jimmy. Man.
There's not just change, but there's accountability. You know, a lot of people say, well, you know, I've been through abuse and I moved out. How do I know it's safe to go back? The fruit of change, number one, they're not blaming anybody. They're not trying to make you feel bad. You've really seen repentance and responsibility.
Jimmy. Okay, so Jimmy's saying that a man has to be accountable to who, Jimmy? Who is the man supposed to be accountable to? To the woman? You guys all know I used to play for the Green Bay Packers, right? And I had 2 head coaches with the Packers. It was Mike Sherman, great head coach, I felt, and Mike McCarthy. He's still currently coaching for the Green Bay Packers. And they had 2 different type of style of coaching. But there was something that Mike McCarthy used to say all the time, and I don't know if he still says it, but I really loved it. I actually wrote it down, still remember it right here in my head. He said the job of the coaches is to teach and demand. I repeat, teach and demand. And the job of the player is to be available and accountable. Available and accountable. So coach's job is to teach and demand. Player's job is to be available and accountable. And so I believe the same thing. The Bible teaches the same thing. The husband's job is to teach and demand from his wife holiness. And I can show that right here in Ephesians. And the wife's job is to be available and accountable to who? To her husband. The husband has to be available and accountable, but not to the wife. He is to be available and accountable to his head, which is Jesus. And Jesus is available and accountable to who? To the Father. That's the order. I've never seen a player hold a coach accountable to anything. I was a player, so I was at the bottom. My job was to do what the coach told me to do. And then sometime on the game, when we on the field, a linebacker, a teammate would have authority over me and tell me or give me a call, and I had to be available and I had to do what he told me to do because he was getting instructions from the coach, and then the player gave it to the rest of the players, and we had to carry out the mission. This wasn't like, oh, wait, time out. We're partners. You're a player, I'm a player, and we need to talk about this play. No. You got the play and you carry out the play. So Jimmy, let me show you right here in Ephesians. Because what Jimmy is saying, if the man cannot correct his wife, then who is going to hold his wife who's going to hold the woman accountable to holiness? When the Bible clearly instructs that it's the man's job to hold the woman accountable. But Jimmy said, hey, just wanted to let you guys know, please subscribe to my channel, press the bell for notification. And also, now that we have ads running, please let it run. It does help the ministry, Straightway Praiseland. So I really appreciate you guys' support. And please allow those ads run. All right, shalom, shalom.
You ain't got to have a damn revelation of everything, have every I dotted and every T crossed in order to know how in the world to serve Christ. Sometimes you just got to get your mind made up.